Hello, friends. I'm back again with day two of my Disney trip. This was Tuesday, and I did Hollywood Studios that day. So I did, the reason I did the parks on the days that I did them was because, um, as someone who has a tendency to fixate and do too much research on things, I I looked up like what days are best to go to which park as far as like crowd levels. And the top suggestions were like Epcot on a Monday, Hollywood Studios on a Tuesday, Magic Kingdom in the middle of the week, Animal Kingdom on Friday. So that's exactly what I did. Uh, and I got there just a little after park opening, and it was already like the lines were pretty large that day. But I knew ahead of time that Hollywood Studios has a tendency to have bigger crowds than the other parks will, uh, most of the time, just because it is so popular. It's got some of the best thrill rides, or really the best thrill rides of all four parks, I guess. And there's a lot of gaps in here. I was in a huge rush all day at Hollywood Studios. There was like no downtime whatsoever during that day, so I was constantly moving. And this is the first day. I don't think I'm pretty sure I didn't do it at Epcot, but I bought Genie Plus to use because I was worried about getting to do everything in a timely manner. I really didn't need to. Afterwards, I realized it didn't help me that much, but it did allow me to do um, pretty much all the major rides twice. So that's great. I definitely am happy that I got to do everything more than once, with the exception of Rock and Roller Coaster. But that's explained later. So there's plenty of points in between videos where I'm just like, I just got off of Muppets 3D. I just got off of uh, Toy Story Mania, and like I took no opportunity to really talk about any of them. So at the end, I will probably, I'll have another one of these with my thoughts and stuff. So yeah, with that, enjoy this, I think, fairly short compilation of my videos from Hollywood Studios. Yay! I'm at Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios is so pretty. I love it. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, the Tower of Terror. I really have to pee. So I got my Joffreys, I got a giant donut. I've got my lunch set for pickup at Woody's in an hour. And now I'm just waiting 30 minutes to get on my lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie. This place is really cool. I think I like this better than Epcot. Oh my gosh. Oh, Maureen Studios, Roger Rabbit. Okay, so I just got off of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That was so cool. I want to do that again. That was so impressive. Oh my god, that was fun. Okay, y'all. This is it. This is walking into Batu, which I'm worried I might lose my cool a little bit. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is excellent. Scanned into Rise of the Resistance. I'm so nervous with your girl. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just astounded. I'm astounded. That was amazing. That was amazing. Okay, I have to hurry. I have a Slinky Dog Dash right now. And I hope I get off in time to pick up my lunch at Woody's. On my way to Slinky Dog. Clearly I overbooked my morning. That's fine. We got to get as much done in as little time as possible. So, off to Slinky. Wow. This is so cool. I'm not getting to see all of the stuff in the queue, but it's just the coolest theming. This is amazing. Wow. Okay, apparently it didn't record the last time. Slinky Dog Dash is one of the most fun things I've ever been on. It was so exciting. Unfortunately, I didn't make off for the ride in time to pick up my lunch at Woody's, so now I'm going over to Ronto Roasters for lunch. Ronto wrap. I just ordered the first thing that came up. I mean, it's a sausage and a pita. It's fine. I wanted the tachos more. Honestly, the theming here is amazing. Look at that. Using an engine to roast the Rontos. Ray and Chewbacca just walked right past me, and Chewbacca even did like at me. Oh my god. I just looked up and Chewbacca is right in front of me. Oh my god, I just looked up. I just looked up and saw this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh wow. I don't even know. I'm glad I have these sunglasses on right now. Shut up. This is just amazing. Wow. It's amazing. I think that's one of the bays where maybe the Galactic Cruiser comes through. I'm not sure. Hey, for a sip of blue milk. Not bad. I got it with rum. It's pretty good. Welcome to Oga's Cantina. Okay, Fuzzy Tauntaun. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Rex. I just came from his old job over at the Star Tours. Bye bye, Ogas. It's off to Rock and Roller Coaster. My gosh. Look at the droids. Some Astromags, Gonk, whatever these guys are. He looks familiar. My Star Wars trivia is failing me. And yesterday was like a leisurely day at Epcot. This has been hectic. Very hectic. I have only sat down like maybe 3 times since I got here. And it's very crowded. There's a lot of people here. Gosh, you guys, look. If you do the Droid Depot, there's a place out here where you can play with them. That's so cool. Rock and Roller Coaster. Oh my God, that's me. That's where I live. That's my name. Okay. I don't know why this won't record on the first attempt, but I just got out of Muppet Vision 3D, which was really good. I think it holds up. You know, it's an older show. I remember the TV specials when they first opened it. But it was a lot of fun. Okay, so I just got off the Tower of Terror not too long ago. I am extremely dehydrated and I don't feel great, which is stupid. I'm gonna go buy some Gatorade, but I'm about to get on Toy Story Mania. Time for alien swirling saucers. I just chugged an entire Powerade and I'm still thirsty. I just did Slinky Dog Dash for the 2nd time. And I just realized that even though I was told this ahead of time, I completely forgot. You can get to Batu from Toy Story Land. I went all the way around twice earlier today. Wow, this place looks so much better in the evening when it's not blindingly bright and sunny. I realized I have to carry this around with me until I leave, but this is what the Coke bottles look like here. And I could have got Diet Coke, but that wouldn't be fun. I mean, just I've got to get more video of it. It's just absolutely beautiful. Let's get a full 360 of this place. It's so amazing. So what I love about this place is the sound design. Because you can hear ships taking off and flying over. Sometimes the ship engines, like the Millennium Falcon's engine, just fires up. And it sounds like things are flying overhead, and there's just so much to hear. It is amazing. I'm just going to keep taking videos of this. I've been told that the evening hours are the best times to experience just the atmosphere here, and like already that's true. Just like look at these mountains in the distance. Look at that. I just can't get over it. This is just beautiful. There's shops on either side. You can get porgs and weird animals and things. This is beautiful. See, you can hear there's just sounds everywhere. It's just amazing. I just want to stay here all night. Okay, I'm about to get on Mickey and Minnie's a second time. I've gotten to do a lot of stuff twice today, and that's because I bought Genie Plus when I really didn't need to. But whatever, I guess it worked out. I'm going to, Jesus, that guy was loud. I'm going to try and do Tower of Terror one more time since it's dark, and that's really when I wanted to see it. And also, Tower of Terror was actually scary. But after that, I think I'm going to leave and go get some rest because I'm exhausted. This place is truly beautiful at night. I haven't even been down one of these streets yet. I've just been going and doing so much. I need more caffeine, but it's too late because I need to sleep as soon as I get to the house. Okay, the tower is lit up. That is amazing. Oh my God. That is wild. It's just amazing. It is beautiful the way they have it lit up as if it was, you know, an operating hotel in the 1920s. Just 1 week. If they could have opened it by 1 week earlier, I could have seen Phantasmic. Okay, so look at the top window. You can see people on the party on the 13th floor. That's so cool. Okay, you couldn't hear me in the last video, but with the projection mapping, if you look at the top floor, the 13th floor, you can see the party that the people were trying to get to. That's so cool. Okay, so I was going to try and stick around and do Rock and Roller Coaster one more time, and I would have gotten to do everything twice. But that second time on Tower of Terror, I think I was holding on to the handle a little too hard, and I stressed to my back a little bit, so I don't want to risk getting on Rock and Roller Coaster. Plus, I'm really tired. My legs hurt. I mean, hurt. I'm going to have to get... I'm going to have to take some Tylenol on the way home, some ibuprofen. Okay, somebody who knows this place better than me, is it normal for people to just leave en masse around 8 o'clock? I thought one of the light shows happened at like 8:40 and 9, right? Which I'm not staying for, I'm too tired. Inside the diner you can see Mickey and Minnie in their Halloween costumes, which I think Goofy's probably in there in his cowboy outfit. I haven't seen him. That's so cool. I wish I could have done that. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know this was here. I don't think I've seen anything about this. What? Zafar? Okay, and I'm back. So, as you can see, like, those videos were very rushed, and there was, like, no time of me really talking about anything other than, like, getting off of Rise of the Resistance, because that's such a huge ride. I didn't make any mention that I did Smuggler's Run or anything like that. Uh, like I said at the beginning of this, I was just going. I was just moving nonstop, and I was utilizing Genie Plus along with having disability services to uh, take care of like getting lightning lanes and not having to stand in lines. Um, but even then, I was still on the move constantly. I mean, a lot of that day is a blur, to be perfectly honest. I think I sat down and just chilled maybe 3 times, and that's one right when I got there, when I was waiting for my first lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. Uh, and I got coffee and a giant donut, sat on a bench and ate them, and but then it was just immediate, just running, going. The other time was when I had a very late lunch slash early dinner at Sci-Fi Diner. And you saw, I just took a short clip. Like I had, you saw that was like a Godiva chocolate milkshake, which was really good, but it was $16. I think it was supposed to be alcoholic, but it did not taste alcoholic at all. So maybe I misread, or I don't know what the circumstance was. There's that whole like, oh, you get a glowing cube to take home. I didn't want it. I left it on the table. I I get those things at bars all the time, and they put them in your, so I didn't want it. But I got really lucky with the reservation at Sci-Fi Diner. I had been, after I had booked the park tickets, I'd been trying to get a reservation there because even though I prefer quick service because it's cheaper and faster, there were a lot of these Disney restaurants are about the experience, right? So Sci-Fi Diner is about the experience because it's a really cool space where it's very dark in there. It's made to look like an old 50s drive-in movie theater. All of the seats are actually cars and they all face the movie screen. And there's like some normal tables in there, like for large parties, but that's about it. Like I was in the back of a car that had like 3 sections to it. So like the two in front of me was like a party of 4 split up into 2, and then it was just me in the back. And as much as I enjoyed the experience, it was very expensive. You definitely pay for the atmosphere there more than you do the food. And all I had was, I think it was a barbecue burger that came with fries and then the milkshake. And all totaled up, I think including tip, ended up being like $50, which is a lot. A lot. But again, like it was a fun experience. I enjoyed it. But I don't think I would do it again unless I was with a group of people who wanted to do it. And, maybe we split some appetizers or something. But the food there was fine. The burger was good. The fries were just like steakhouse fries you get most anywhere. Uh, Maybe the milkshake was probably the highlight, and the reason I got that is because their whole shtick is 50s drive-in, so like burger, fries, and a milkshake, right? So that's what I did, and they don't actually show like full movies on that screen. It's just like clips from old sci-fi movies and like bad horror movies, and then it'll have the in between thing like let's all go to the snack stand kind of stuff. And it was really cool. It was really cool. I had a good time there, but I did not finish as much as I paid for that meal. The only thing I finished was the milkshake, and it filled me up so quickly that I could not eat any of the fries except for maybe 2. and I got through half the burger and I was just done. I made myself eat more of that burger than what I actually wanted, just so I could justify the amount that I paid. But I mean, it was a good burger. It's fine. I guess the other thoughts that I have, like Hollywood Studios is really cool. It definitely has all the fun thrill rides. It has the best theming of any of the parks, in my opinion. And everything is very detailed there. So, like the Toy Story Land, you're made to feel like you're the size of an action figure in a backyard, and it was just really cool. It was so well done. There's giant footprints, sneaker footprints in the dirt that you're walking over, and everything is made out of like cardboard boxes that toys came in, or just everyday items, just like in the movie how Andy would play with the toys. And really, it's odd to me, like Toy Story has its own dedicated area. Like the big draw there is Slinky Dog Dash for sure, and that's a lot of fun. Like I fully understand why people like it's. I think it's the second most popular ride in the park. I could be wrong about that. I think Rise of the Resistance usually has like the longest lines. It's consistently a long wait for that, but people will stand in line for a long time to get on Slinky Dog Dash as well. And I understand that it's a fast ride, but it's really exciting. It's a lot of fun. Um, as far as Toy Story Mania, I didn't like it very much. In fact, and I'll talk about this on my Magic Kingdom video as well, but there's two Toy Story like shooter rides. One is Buzz Lightyear Blast at Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland. I think that's the name. And then Toy Story Mania, which is in Hollywood Studios. And they're both similar in a lot of ways. Except Toy Story Mania is you're in a car and you've got your little gun attached to the car. And it's basically like a giant 3D video game, and it'll spin you around to these different screens, and you have to pull this little pop gun string on the gun to fire off and hit the targets. And it's fun for a second, but then like I just got tired of like constant. That looks weird, but like you have to constantly just yank that cord just over and over and over and over again. And it it got old fast. Like by the time I hit the second station of targets, I was like, I'm so over this. It's one of those things where I would not do that again by myself. If I was with somebody and we wanted to compete for a high score, then yeah, I would go back on it. But otherwise, I don't know. It just got old fast. Once I got off of it, my hands were really tired from yanking on the pop cord, and I think I got right off of that and went over to what is that thing called? The alien spinner ride. I can't remember. Space Ranger spin. No, I don't know. I can't remember. No, that's the other thing. Swirling saucers, alien swirling saucers, and it's your like Dumbo ride of Hollywood Studios, right? And it's fun. It's you go around in giant circles and you get slung around. It's exciting. um but it's another, like, you do it once and you're done. Whereas Slinky Dog Dash I could do over and over again. And the other thing, like, I wish I had just taken more time to really walk around and experience Batu. And like I got to see all of it, but I even in those slow moments, I was still moving pretty quickly and didn't get to just take in all the minute details. Um, I think the biggest amount of downtime that I had while I was over there was when I was waiting to get in Oga's. because the way it works, it works like any other dining reservation. They have a charcuterie board if you want food, but apparently it's really, really bad. Everybody hates it and nobody suggests getting it. But you check in and then you wait for them to call you, but you have to do it ahead of time. And I got really lucky, really, really lucky that I was able to snag it. And I don't think I said it previously, but same with Sci-Fi Diner. 2 days before I left for the trip, the Sci-Fi Diner reservation showed up and I snagged it. Whereas Oga's, shockingly, there was an opening when I booked my park ticket, so I got that immediately. But as I was waiting outside, I just was walking around the big area with the Millennium Falcon. So yeah, I really regret not just slowing down and taking in all the details of Hollywood Studios. And I think that's one of the things that makes Hollywood Studios such a good park is that the detailing is immaculate. It is amazing. Everything is so well thought out, and there's just small things to notice everywhere. Like when you're in the old Hollywood section, there's all these shops that aren't real shops. They look real, but they're not real, but they have like actual window dressing and everything. In Batu, like that little market section, there's just shops on either side of that that sell various merchandise. Like there was what do you call a pet store, animal store, where they had like porgs and other like small Star Wars creatures that you can buy. As well as like you of course can buy an off-the-shelf lightsaber there. One of the things I had really hoped I could have done was build a lightsaber. It would have been the biggest splurge, because I think it costs like nearly $250 now, right? Because they just went up on the price the week before I went on the trip. Had to take a pause there for a second because a video started playing on my phone for no reason. That was scary. Anyway, so I really wanted to go to Savvy's workshop and build a lightsaber. I would have happily splurged, but if you don't book it the full, I think it's 60 days in advance, which I did not book this trip 60 days prior. It was a fair bit less than that. So getting a reservation at Savi's workshop or Droid Depot was absolutely impossible. And I mean, I would have, I was less interested in the building of a droid, but if I could have gotten an opening, I would have done it, especially after I saw a bunch of like people my age walking around with their droids in their backpacks. That was so cool. I was like, oh, that would have been really awesome. But it opportunity never came up, and I checked constantly. Constantly. I think maybe even that morning in the day or the day before, I was checking to see if a reservation come up, and it didn't, which is fine. I didn't need to spend that kind of money, but it's the experience. Like that's the thing about Savi's workshop, is that the experience of building the lightsaber, people say, is very memorable, very moving. And speaking of moving, as you can tell, like the theme across these videos is Josh cries when he's excited. And you can hear it in my voice when, especially in that Epcot video, but here when I was looking at that full size Millennium Falcon for the first time, like that just struck something in me, and it was very overwhelming. You know, you see it in videos and on TV or whatever, and you're just like, oh, that's really cool. But no, when you're there and you're looking at it and you're experiencing this, it's very overwhelming. And when I get overwhelmed, I cry. It doesn't matter if I'm happy, sad, whatever. If there's too much emotion going on in my brain. It's just, I'm done. I'm checked out. I'm weeping. So yeah, I got emotional looking at the Millennium Falcon. I definitely, everybody was telling me like, oh, knowing you, you're going to cry after you get off of Rise of the Resistance. And like, I definitely felt the emotions swell after that ride. But like, I didn't have that strong reaction that I have seen people have. Like when that ride first opened and they had the media previews, I remember some of the reporters coming off of it. One person in particular, I don't even remember uh, what what news source it was for, but like she was like a huge Star Wars fan, and when she got off the ride, she was just like crying almost inconsolably because she loved it so much, and I really enjoyed it. But I don't know, maybe I was eh, didn't have the capacity right there. But that's an astounding ride. Like the technology that went into building Rise of the Resistance is so impressive. So impressive. And there's just so many moving parts to the experience. And it gets a lot of criticism because people are like, yo, if you took out the pre-show stuff, it's not that good of a ride. Like, shut up. No one cares. Literally, no one cares. I watched a whole thing about how somebody said that they think Rise of the Resistance is an overblown ride that's not very good because it relies upon it's putting you in the story. That's the ride, is that it's putting you in the story that you would see in a movie. Like, I'm sorry you think that the droid cars are not exciting. Shut up about it. Don't care about your criticism. Let people have fun. So, the first time that I did Rise of the Resistance twice. And the first time, the first cell that they put us in, it's something stopped working. I I think the wall that's supposed to open for the rebels to break you out of the cell, I think it wasn't working because we saw you'd see the video above you of Kylo Ren and I can't remember the other guy. Can't remember the other guy's name right now. And then it stops and the wall's supposed to open and the rebels are supposed to free you. And when that was supposed to happen, just like nothing was happening. We were all looking around like, because I'd seen so many videos, I knew what was coming. And then suddenly the main door opens again, and the lieutenant that loaded us in there like brought us out and was like, well, I see you've broken the walls of my cell. Stand over here. And then they put us in a different room, which was weird. It took a minute. So they put us in a different cell. We had to watch the Kylo Ren thing again. So like it takes you out of the moment. But like there's so much in that ride. Anything can go wrong. Like there's good reason why it has a lot of downtime throughout the day, and you'll see it break down often, is because there's it's so circuitous, and just any one thing that goes wrong can break the entire thing. Because when you start off, you go into a pre-show room where you see BB-8, and there's the hologram of Rey, and the video feed from oh my god, Poe Dameron. And then you go out to the next area where you walk past the X-Wing, Poe's X-Wing with BB-8 on top, and they load you into the shuttle. And in there are, two, or at least two animatronics, but one is extremely detailed. And then, you have that whole sequence, and then the doors open and you are in the Star Destroyer. in the room with all the stormtroopers, and it's just any little thing can go wrong and just throw the whole ride off. So, but I got to do it twice, and I got both versions. So depending on the car that you're in, specifically in um the bay with the AT-ATs in it, your car will go one of two directions. One will go and get in the elevator that's in directly in front of the AT-ATs. The other one will go over to the side. And so it's a slightly different experience. But I mean, it's really not that different. You just see two different viewpoints, and there's a different fin animatronic on either one in a different position. I kind of preferred the one where you load in front of the AT-ATs because it was a lot more intimidating to me. Yeah, like nothing else broke on the ride, thankfully. So I got to get the full experience, and it was great. I loved it. Muppet Vision 3D, great show, a lot of fun. The considering how old that attraction is, it holds up. It holds up really well, really really well. I was so impressed with the immersion that they implemented there, and like that ride's been around since the 90s. Well, it's not a ride, it's a show, but like that's been around for so long, isn't it? I want to say that's the old Honey I Shrunk the Theater, or Honey I Shrunk the Audience theater, because that would have been the area where the Honey I Shrunk the Kids section would have been back when the park first opened, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it was that area. But yeah, that holds up. That holds up. That's still, and there's been rumors flying around, I think, that Muppet Vision 3D may soon go away, and that, like there's and I didn't even really get to go to it. There's like a side street that's Muppets themed that I guess gets no attention whatsoever. So people are assuming that that's going to be rethemed or reworked at some point. As far as Rock and Roller Coaster, that was fine. That was fine. I think it's the only coaster, or Disney's only thrill ride that has inversions, like 3 separate inversions. The ride vehicle to me was not very comfortable. The shoulder harness thing, and the ride was fine. But it goes by very quickly. It feels super short, super short. And I think Guardians Cosmic Rewind is the world's longest indoor coaster, and Rock and Roller Coaster just feels very short. However, it was exciting that, I guess because I tapped in with my Magic Band when I went through the lobby area, the tour poster had my name on it, and the place where I'm from, and that, like, I wasn't expecting that. That was shocking and extremely exciting. I loved it. Yeah, overall, fine ride. Fine ride. I was gonna do it a second time, just so I could say I did all the big rides twice. But as I said in the previous video, the second time I rode Tower of Terror, I wanted to do it twice. One during the day, one at night. And the second time, well, I should say the first time I rode it, I didn't realize there were handles on the seats that you can hold on to. And so I'm just like, I've got my hands up in the photo that the ride takes, like I have my hands over my hat trying to keep it on. And it was really scary because I felt like I was going to come out of the seatbelt. And then the second time I got on, I was like, oh, there's handles on the sides of the seats that you can hold on to. And so I was gripping the handle really hard the second time, to the point that I started to strain a few muscles in my back. So getting off of that was the last thing I did that night. even though I wanted to do Rock and Roller Coaster again, I was like, I can't risk it. I can't risk it because if I throw out my back, I will be um, I will be immobile for the remainder of the week because I have very bad lower back, and when it goes out, it goes out, and I'm incapacitated for days. So I didn't want to risk it. I like the moment I felt that twinge, I had like a little pill bottle with me with various painkillers and just in case my emergency muscle relaxers because I have so many from having to go to the doctor every time my back goes out. So the moment I felt that twinge, took a muscle relaxer. I was like, I can't risk it. I can't risk my back tightening up. And I wanted to stay. I know they have like a little nighttime thing that they do. I wanted to see it, but I was so tired. Like I said before, my feet were in so much pain by Tuesday night. It was painful to walk. It was incredibly uncomfortable to the point where if I sat down for a few minutes and then got back up, it felt like it felt like I was standing on hot coals. And so I said, you know what? I need to call this early tonight. I don't need to stay till park close. I'm just going to go ahead and go and get some rest. And that's what I did. So I didn't stay for the show, but a lot of people were leaving at that time, like around 8 p.m., just before 8 p.m. Like people were just leaving en masse, uh, which I don't know. I thought was kind of strange, but maybe that's normal. And again, I wish I'd walked around and just explored a little bit more, but I was just going way too fast. The other thing is the Smuggler's Run. I only did that once. I did single rider, and you just go straight up. You go straight up, and they throw you in wherever there's an empty seat. So I walk up there, and they're like, here's a family of 5. You're going to be their 6th person. So it's weird. Doing single rider on there, it gets you on and off really, 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 really fast. There is literally zero wait because almost no one does single rider on that. So sorry, my watch is going off. I was on the ride within seconds, and that's fine. I was in like the worst position. I can't remember if it's like engineer, navigator, whatever the furthest back seats are in the cockpit. With like your one job is to shoot the harpoon to grab the boxes of coaxium, and I did great. I got like perfect on my end. Me and the the girl that was in this family, we did great. We're the only people that got like a perfect score, I think, because it'll give you like individual scores on how well you did. Ours, we were both like 100%, and then everybody else was terrible. I think it was her parents were the pilots. And listen, I don't know because I didn't get the opportunity to be a pilot. I don't know how difficult it is, but I can tell you right now, every time I see one of these videos on YouTube, or even this instance, like seeing it in person, of people just crashing the ship constantly, I'm like this is a video game. All you have is like a left, right, up, down. It can't be that hard. It cannot be that hard. But this woman, or both of them, were just hitting every obstacle they could possibly hit. And as a gamer, I just wanted to scream. It drove me crazy, but whatever. It was fine. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Oga's Cantina, loved it. I don't think I said enough about that earlier. The music that DJ Rex plays is really fun, really good. I like that the theme there is that DJ Rex is broadcasting from the cantina, and I think if you go to another part of Batu, you can hear his broadcast. So that was cool. See, so I had the Ronto Roasters for an early lunch, which Ronto Roasters is fine. It's a pita that has sausage, and I think it was turkey, sliced turkey maybe, and coleslaw, and it was fine. It was fine. It's yeah, I don't know what's. I really don't have all that much to say about it. The restaurant itself is cool though. Uh, what else? What else happened? This was the first day that I did a lot of the PhotoPass stuff because at Epcot, I didn't buy PhotoPass. I didn't want to spend an extra $200 for PhotoPass, so I was avoiding all PhotoPass photographers. And then I don't know if I mentioned this in the Epcot video. Uh, One of the people that I know that lives in Orlando was like, "Oh, let's link accounts. I have PhotoPass, and I can just download all your stuff and send it to you." So once I knew that, I like any opportunity I had to do PhotoPass, I did. I like every time I saw a photographer that didn't have a long line, I just went right up. It was like you just got some pictures done. So um, yeah, I did as many of those as I could. Especially at Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. I did a lot of the PhotoPass. I don't know if I have anything else to say about Hollywood Studios other than like it I I I feel like it may be my favorite park, but then again, Animal Kingdom I really enjoyed. So, but it was a good time. I loved every moment. Again, I wish I could have had a more chill, relaxing day and was just able to take in the sights and the sounds. But there was a lot to do. And I tried to do all the good stuff twice. And I did. I succeeded for the most part. So, yeah, Hollywood Studios, great time. Loved it. Day three and four are both Magic Kingdom. Those are still going to be like separate videos, I think, because I took enough to split it up into two. But yeah, so come back for day three, first time at Magic Kingdom.